Hello, I'm Draco Skura, and welcome to the show. First off, before I start this, I want to let it be known SCP Ascension is being kickstarted. They're running low on time, and I really hope they can make it. They're still going to make the game regardless, but it's not going to be as high quality as it could be, and I want to see this game at full capacity. Spread the word. Tell your friends, tell your social media followers, whatever. Please, spread this. They have 28 days as of now, which I think is sometime in March. I can't math. It's the 23rd of February of recording this right now, so you do your math, because I'm too tired to do that right now. Alright, so where was I? There. Alright. So, we're at the end of Sam's route. I'm already getting close to it. We're about to fight the war, apparently. And we're gonna find all the endings. Alright? We're gonna find all the endings. Okay. No! I can tell by what that ending's called. I don't want to do that one. I don't want it. You can't make me. Hey, you ready to go home? Okay. More than ready. We held each other, locked in silence and unable to say anything more. We let the situation we had just gone through sink in, relieved that we were going to be happy from now on together. All we could do in the moment was hold each other and listen to our synchronized heartbeats. As the thought of tomorrow danced in my head, I began to grow fearful. Was I ready to go into battle? Was Sam? Were any of us, for that matter? We were about to walk into the final clash of a world war. Would we survive? Would I live to remain with Sam and feel his embrace again? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. I'm sorry. Tomorrow brought too many questions to think about, and I became frustrated and scared. No! There's a third one? There's a third one? You can't be serious. You can't be serious. Alright, you know the drill, guys. I've been through this a few times. This is the third love scene. The first one you never saw because that recording went kaput and decided to die on me, and I'm not redoing it. There will be flashing numbers on the screen. Go to it if you don't want to see not safe for work stuff, if you don't want to see the sex scene. It's become normal for me now, sadly. It still hurts me inside because the grammar reminds me that sometimes... the grammar brings me out and realize how awkward I feel. But maybe... I don't know. Sometimes it happens. And that's going to happen in any game. Like, I will tell you right now, if I ever make a dating sim game, which I've been tempted to at times, the grammar would kill everybody. Because even though I think it looks good, my brain will, perceive it correctly when it's really not. And I'll reread it, years later and realize, oh, shit, this is wrong. I've done that with books I've written. So, we're doing this. Flashing numbers, guys. Flashing numbers. I needed to hold him and treat the night like it was our last. Tomorrow was unpredictable, but tonight was guaranteed. That's the way to live. A wave of carnal need rushed through me, needing to indulge all I could tonight. It was stupid to believe that tomorrow could have been our last day alive, but reality scared me. I was scared, and I needed to release that fear in Sam's arms. We needed to rock, as if the world was ending because we didn't know if it would. I gripped onto Sam's jacket and pulled him close to me, slamming my lips into his and feeling him gasp against our kiss. He stared wide at me for a moment before gripping to my waist hard and returning my kiss. He is feeling the same. I could feel the tremors of his own concern rumble beneath his fingertips as they gently dragged themselves along my waist and buried themselves under my clothes. I pulled away slightly, panting as I burned my gaze into his eyes. Amore. His eyes flashed their gold color at the sound of his true name. I would use it and call it over and over to make him drive me to the blissful night we desperately needed. I'm so tired, I'm just going along with this now. His grip on me tightened as I leaned in nose to nose, repeating it in a husky tone. Amoris. A carnal snarl escaped Sam's lips before he roughly cupped a hand behind my head and pulled me into a hard kiss, growling lustfully against my lips as I groaned at the feeling. The gates of out of control flung open as we let it all in. It's so much funner when you read it in that voice. It almost became too easy, tearing Sam's clothes off of his body. It was definitely easy for him to strip every last article of my body. What? Off my body. Of my body. Every last article of my body. I am now dead. And taking the sensation of our skin-to-skin contact. The heat dancing over our skins became almost unbearable, as if he marched me to bed and pinned me down. Weren't we already in bed? I forgot, biting over my lip before planting nips over my neck and shoulder. I would bear the love bites and hickeys was painting over my skin with pride. All I cared about was feeling him within my arms and screaming his name as we finally passed the point of no return. His demon name spurred him on, skyrocketing the passion between us as I let it fall from my name between euphoric cries of pleasure. His fingers clawed over my back as my own gripped his shoulders hard, returning the favor. Okay. My brain did not perceive grammar for a second. My name fell from his own lips between his hard and loving kisses over my neck and shoulder. As he finally claimed my lips to silence us both, we became unhinged and soared through multiple peaks of ecstasy. I could barely remember how many times we rushed through, but our emotions were running high, and the beautiful afterglow that awaited us gave us a soft, decent descent into a blissful haze in each other's arms. By the way, if you couldn't tell, I force T's out sometimes, and you end up with a... and it's funny. I'm so sorry if that's, like, hurting the shit out of the mic. We both were hurting, aching from the amounts of energy released in our love-making, but thankful in the end that we did. We didn't even need to speak as we held each other close and let the night consume us. Okay, I think it's done. It's done! The music didn't even go all woofy as it usually does. That was almost like... I don't know, it's not as bad as like the first one. The first one was... Oh. My heart was filled with Sam, and I became slowly protective of my love for him. If tomorrow was going to be a test against death, then it was a test I would succeed in. I would not let the Demon Lord or anyone take Sam away from me ever again. I love you, Amoy. Tomorrow would decide everything. Oh shit. The day of the siege had finally dawned. We had arrived at the Demon Lord's castle, and we were as ready as we could be. Speaking of, hold on a moment. References. Yeah, you're all are down. Cool. We were as we could be. Many armies bearing different banners and colors watched over the grounds before the castle, ready to rush in and lay waste to the Demon Lord and the remainder of his forces. All of us shared a common enemy, and upon his demise would all finally know some form of peace. Even during the roll call of the major generals, the air became full of determination and pride.
Mirth! Avarice! Nadia! Fiorna! Aradum!
Ooh. Each name called became a mark on history. This was the war to bring freedom or destruction to the demon world. If the rebellion didn't win this fight, then this war would never end. If the rebellion won, then the world would become reunited in a hopeful, peaceful rule. The hour before the battle was set to take place, my thoughts instantly ran back to our final meeting in Lilith Castle. Diana had pulled the leaders and us together, instructing us on exactly how to proceed.
Zero, you will be joining Shadow and Sergeant in the front, taking care of the main army head-on. I expect that you will come out of it alive.
Yes, my lady.
Rabbit, Faye, you are in charge of range attacks and defense. We cannot allow any of those blasted imps getting to us from behind.
Yes, ma'am!
Aw. As Diana looked at me, I grew slightly fearful. I had to get into the Demon's Lord Castle, but how exactly did Diana plan on getting me there?
You and your fiancé will take the side route straight to the castle.
Okay. Wait, huh?
We've organized our army to have our strongest on the front lines and against the tree line. giving us a side route for you to make your way straight to the castle.
If anything trickles into the side route, you'll be able to handle it. However, there is something I must ask of you.
What? What is it?
If you are indeed attacked, you need to defend your fiancé the entire way there. Do not let him use his energy.
I'm tripping in his face! It's not there! I should be taking this seriously, but I can't, because he has that dumbfounded face.
Like hell she will.
You can fight me, Sam.
When you get to the castle, I will be fighting one-on-one with the Demon Lord. If something should happen to me, then I need you to take over. She is not ready to fight him, and you need to be at full strength to finish him off.
Plus, I'm Draco Skura. I'm a Durgan. I know this game doesn't quite comprehend that, but trust me, guys, I can handle this. I can handle it, damn it. Don't think my laughter is like an insult here.
Besides, she can handle herself just
See?
fine.
See?
I trained her myself, after all.
She knows. She knows who she knows who I am, okay? I stared, listening and reaffirming the order. I couldn't lie, I was nervous. However, I was determined enough to see this through. I looked over at my fiancé with a confident smile. I got this, alright? Like George Lopez. I got this! Don't worry. I promise my jokes are not meaning that I'm less to be of, importance here. Not importance, trust. You can trust me. Despite the worried look in his eyes, he nodded and held my hand, trusting me in my decision to agree with Diana's command. I like how after that ramble, he trusts me. You hear, guys? You hear? He trusts me. Diana rolled her shoulders. That made me pop my neck, and looked at the map draped over the war table between us all. Her gaze pierced into the parchment as the aura around her body pulsated in anger.
I will fly ahead and meet the Demon Lord head-on. No matter what happens, I will not allow that monster to live.
She said fly ahead. You can fly? Ah! The pure determination and anger in her voice practically sent a shiver down my spine. She was set on seeing this through to the end, and I was sure that she was willing to even die if it meant taking the Demon Lord with her. Shadow, however, cleared his throat.
Might I suggest a simple solution to deal with the Demon Lord?
Ooh, we're listening.
What is it?
Shadow turned and pointed to the map, his finger pressing against a tower structure on the Demon Lord's castle.
If my scouts are correct, then that tower directly hovers over the decaying sea.
Hovers. The what? Shadow turned to me with an unamused grimace while Rabbit stepped towards me, hugging her staff to her body.
The decaying sea. A cursed stretch of water that has plagued this side of the demon world for thousands of years. Many demons have fallen into that water and were never seen again. It's no ordinary sea. It's an eternal death wish.
So, I take it you want to destroy the base of the tower and make it fall into the decaying sea, killing any that lie within it, including the Demon Lord. Which means anyone who happens to be in there could pose, they can be in some serious danger. So I take it that we're gonna do that. Someone's gonna be in the castle, and it's gonna be a huge drama because we have to save that person. Is that what I'm getting? Just from the look in Rabbit's eyes, I could tell that this sea was bad news. Shadow nodded in Rabbit's direction, adding more to the fright of the waters and the castle was pressed against.
Any creature unfortunate enough to fall into that cursed stretch of water will be doomed to sink into an endless black void. They can never die due to the dark magic in the water, but they can never come back up. There is no saving them.
That is fucked. That is eternal imprisonment in nothingness. Holy shit. I became fearful just thinking about going near it. However, Diana crossed her arms and stared blankly at Shadow.
So you wish for me to drag him up to the tower and toss him over?
Precisely.
Oh.
It would make killing him much easier, wouldn't you think?
So it's not destroying the tower, like my brain. My brain likes explosions, damn it. Diana pressed her lips together, not agreeing or disagreeing with the suggestion given to her. However, the conversation quickly turned back to the matter at hand. The remaining incubi in the Wise were asked to stay behind the army and guard the main base, where Rabbit and Faye were stationed. They needed as many eyes as possible in the back of the battle, so the four couples were perfect to keep things in check. As they agreed, the meeting ended and the mental preparation had begun. The idea of the upcoming battle scared me, sending waves of fear and worry up and down my body in response to the thought.
Meh. Big crowd for a dickhead old man, huh?
I know, right? Sorry, huh? I looked at the map on the war table, seeing multiple markers clutter in an open field in front of the Demon Lord's castle. According to Sergeant, there were hundreds of thousands of soldiers prepared to march, all ready to shed blood. Ugh. I, however, looked at Sam with worry. I was frightened yet determined, worried yet pushing myself to be brave and step forward. Sensing this, Sam wrapped his hand around mine and gave it a squeeze.
Hey, whatever happens, we'll do it together, alright?
Aww. I listened to him speak before nodding, taking in a deep breath. Everything would be okay. We would be fine. I had to believe in myself and get us to the castle when the time was right. Like a beacon, our forces... That's pretty. Hold on. Whoa! Look at it! I can see a slight artist issue right about here, but otherwise, holy shit, I like it. I like it much. Lots of detail with bodies. Is there any, like... Yeah, there is. There's some copies around, but that's okay. That looks good. Like a beacon, our forces became the banner of hope and strength for the rebellion. At the sight of Diana, many soldiers bowed or stared in awe and inspiration. Maybe it was her presence, or maybe it was for what she stood for. But as Diana stood on the cliffside of the mountain, the air became full of energy and power. My fiancé, Rabbit, Faye, and I stood behind her as Diana stood on the ledge of the cliffside, addressing the rebellion for their final battle. Her voice echoed across the field, booming and reverberating through the air like thunder.
Milites! Et hoc liberati sturei tramcun tuis omnibus conversiris! Sto vobiscum reducitic vos ad spem! Nocte! Lavabir mur! Arcem! Hostium sanguine!
I think that is still Latin, but I'm not going to look it up. I do... Omnibus. Okay. What is she saying?
She's saying that everyone's here for the same thing and we're gonna paint the walls with blood.
Hell yeah. Really?
Well, not literally, but that should kick everyone's ass in gear.
I nodded as I stared at the back of Diana's head. A part of me felt a little intimidated and jealous of the power she had. She really could make armies bow to her and obey her every whim. At the same time, I knew what she was doing, the right thing for the world. I knew that she was doing the right thing for this world. Oh my god, I can't talk.
Ele Dio dominati sun nostri. Nos destruet, eo mitere, profundissimum, inferni detractos.
Rabbit and Faye stepped forward and held their hands out towards the castle, focusing their energies and forcing this. Would you stop banging me? Sir? 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 I'm let's playing. I'm sorry. I love you. You're amazing, but shh. Rabbit and Faye stepped forward and held their hands out towards the castle, focusing their energies and forcing the stone walls around it to crumble and dissolve down into the earth. Diana summoned her saber, letting it shine brilliantly as the purple taint over her skin began to twist and turn. Before my eyes, the taint on her back took shape, lifting off of Diana's skin and morphing to a set of demonic wings. I could only stare. Jaw dropped as Diana's body lifted off the ground and began to fly over the legions, slowly gliding towards the castle.
To war! To battle!
Holy shit. At her final command, Diana's wing pulsated in the air, flapping gracefully as she swooped down and forward. She was charging and flying for the castle walls, saber bared and ready to spill blood. As the armies below began to bellow and march forward, Rabbit took hold of my shoulder and turned me away from the castle to face her.
Come, we must hurry.
Oh, he's ready. Understanding the need for urgency, I nodded and rushed forward with the rest of the incubi towards the slope down the mountainside.
Everything is in order. Sergeant Diana's guard are at the front lines, while Shadow is with his legion to the west.
We got a straight line to that bastard.
We've done what we can to keep your way clear. We'll try to make sure the battle won't break through the path.
Cool. I nodded, feeling the need to rush nip at my heels. pushing me forward. My fiancé seemed to agree, gripping my hand and walking at my pace alongside me. However, as we finally arrived at the forest line, Faye and Rabbit stopped, looking back at us.
Straight through here. The sound of the war will always be on your right, so do not get lost.
Got it.
You'll be fine, though. Just follow the tree line.
In sync, my fiancé and I nodded in acknowledgement before turning to see the other brothers and their wives. So this is it.
Remember your surroundings and protect each other.
Why aren't you in battle mode?
Be careful, alright? Make sure you stay safe.
And you're a freaking human! Did you get trained? Did you? I have the cheating ability of a bracelet. Did they give you anything? Why are you here, lady? I hope they gave you something to protect yourself.
Princess? Brother? We'll see you in the end.
Aw, Eric.
We have faith in you. You'll make it there, and we'll return to the human world soon.
Aw.
We'll finish this and rush in as soon as we can, alright?
Oh, they're the ones that are together! Oh, they're so cute together! Oh my gosh! No! They're adorable! They're adorable!
Make sure you kick some serious ass. Show that old goat what he gets for messing with you.
Damn right!
We'll win this. We know we can.
You can do this. We'll see you soon, okay?
I smiled, despite the nerves running through my body. I held onto my fiancé's hand and gave it a hard squeeze before receiving one back in kind. We'll do this, then we'll go home. I burped. I'm a lady, I swear. The group nodded before I slowly turned and looked into the tree line. Took a breath and rushed forward, matching my speed. My love followed, weaving through the trees behind me to not lose sight of me. The journey became quick as we made our way through the dark. The sound of the war roared beside us outside of the tree line, causing me to cover my ears a bit from the volume, but I shook my head and pressed forward, not wanting to become distracted. Sorry, I put in my right headphone. I was really hoping that there'd be war sounds on the right side. That kind of sound design would make me happy. Just saying. The goal was to get to the castle. I had to focus. We made our way through the thick of the forest, dodging each tree and root we came across. I could tell that something was ahead, causing me to grip my circlet and fill it with my energy and preparation. As I expected, we were rushed towards a group of imps who were about to jump into the war fray from the side as a surprise attack, making me smirk. The surprise would be on them instead now. Mwahaha! I quickly pulled my circlet off of my wrist and gripped it, forming the large golden whip from its handle and lashing it at the group of demons ahead of me. The chain quickly wrapped around their necks like a snake and quickly tightened, breaking their necks. Holy shit! They couldn't even let out a scream as their voice became crushed by my whip. As they fell, I continued forward, deforming the whip and chucking the circlet in front of me, letting my barrier circle my form. My incubus kept up the pace, surprised to see what I had essentially done.
Dude! Where did that come from?
No wonder you were questioning me. How dare you question me? Also, he called me dude. I'm very happy. Finally! I grinned back at my love, giving him a wink. A gift from a succubus. I continued to run forward. Okay, I'm sorry. Imagine that. Alright, you're with your significant other, alright? You're in a war. Alright, you're running. And suddenly, they pull out a fucking whip. A whip of truth. Like, they become Wonder Woman before your eyes. And just start breaking necks. Holy shit! I continued to run forward, heading straight into another group of imps, and rushing past them, letting my circlet go to work. As my barrier brushed against them, the circlet quickly raked up the imps' backs and shredded through them, making them fall forward from the pain. Hey! Hey! The imps fell as the others ahead of them turned and became shell-shocked at the sight. It must have been a big surprise to see a human cut down a group all at once, but it wasn't so friendly and merciful, especially in this war, as I wasn't so friendly and merciful, especially in this war, as I lunged forward again and took hold of my circlet once again, forming the whip and lashing at them. My whip wrapped around one's neck and slammed it into the others, causing them to fly out of the forest and into the battlefield before my whip vanished and returned to being a barrier around me. My incubus, despite probably being surprised at my carnage, followed as I continued forward, fighting through every imp that came in our way. I had lost count of how many crossed me, but I didn't care. All I cared about was getting to the castle. By the time we reached the end of the forest, there was a slew of dead bodies behind me. I stood at the tree line, panting and feeling waves of adrenaline and lack of energy run through my veins. I panted for air, slowly focusing on calming down, as my energy quickly depleted from its adrenaline-filled high. The circlet around me quickly vanished, no longer able to maintain its form without my energy, and reappeared as a simple accessory around my wrist. That was all I could do before my energy was expended, and a wave of exhaustion rolled through my body. I began to fall forward, exhausted. My fiancé, however, quickly rushed forward and caught me in his arms.
Oh shit! Are you okay?
I'm fine. What? I looked up to see Sam staring down at me with a deeply concerned gaze. We were safe for the moment, so I merely smiled up at him with a nod. I'm fine. I promise to protect you, like you protect me. Sam pressed his lips together and shook his head, glaring down at me before wrapping his arms fully around me and hugged me to him.
You fucking doofus.
I love that term. I hugged him back, feeling relief that we had finally arrived at the castle and were able to rush inside. As we slowly pulled away, Sam lifted me up and helped me to my feet.
You gonna be okay?
I nodded, shaking off the exhaustion from my mind. I was ready to end this. I looked up at the castle gates and felt a rush of determination run through me. Let's go finish this. With that, Sam and I raced forward. The final battle had begun. At the gates, however, stood a figure that seemed to pose almost pridefully in our path. So that face! He's got the dumbfounded face! Sam and I stopped our run and took in who was standing in our way. For some reason, he seemed familiar. Who?
Finally, you showed up.
Malix, you fucking bitch. Alright, Malix was in the first game. He kidnapped your ass, and he hates the Incubi brothers. And you too. You're alive? I thought you got your ass killed by your girlfriend. That voice. My mind finally clicked, linking the voice to a memory I wish I'd forgotten. However, it couldn't have been. No way! Whoa! What happened to your face? Oh shit, are you okay? Sam began to growl almost animalistically as the figure stepped out of the shadow of the gate. His face was covered by a terrifying devil mask, but I recognized him despite the fact. His white hair, his red skin. There was no way it could have been.
Missed me, bitch?
Actually, I did. I was thinking about you in the last Let's Play. I was wondering, like, if you would pop up. I didn't think I would be right. I didn't voice it, but I was thinking to myself, I wonder if Malix is actually going to be here. And I was thinking about it actually earlier today when I was thinking about doing this Let's Play. I'm like, wow, I remember him from the first game. Did I miss you? Yeah, I kinda did, because you were pretty awesome. You're missing a horn.
Malix!
Hi, Sam. Oh! He took off the mask. Oh, you looking good, son. I'm not even joking. At the sound of his name, Malix reached up and removed his mask from his face, revealing a large amount of scars and wounds that were hidden away. Despite this, there was only a smirk plastered from ear to ear across Malix's cheeks.
You're supposed to be dead!
I know, right? I thought you were dead.
You didn't think I actually died, did you? Only pussy little boys like you can get taken out like that.
My heart froze at the fact he was still alive. It couldn't have been. He had seen what happened to him. He was supposed to be dead. Max inhaled a deep breath and stretched out his arms, looking around with the largest grin on his face before turning to Sam.
Isn't this the most brutal war you've ever seen? Legions killing each other for no goddamn reason other than to rule this pathetic plane. It makes me want to make popcorn and watch the bloodshed.
Popcorn. Wait. Now you only have 2 horns. What? Did I count wrong? Sam glared hard at Malix, taking a step towards him. Malix, however, cackled in response and locked eyes with the incubus.
Of course! I came here for a reason. I can't just sit on my ass and watch. Too bad, though. This is some great entertainment.
I'm excited.
Why are you here, asswipe? Got a real death wish this time?
What makes you think you can kill me? Besides, aren't you trying to save energy to fight your old man?
I love his laugh. Malik stuffed his hands into his pockets and leaned back, puffing his chest out and flaunting the burnt insignia on his chest.
I got sent here by the head of hell himself, straight from the top. And I got the best seats in the house to the bloodiest war this plane has ever seen.
Sam chuckled, cracking his knuckles. I couldn't crack my bones. I was hoping to add the sound effect so you get this shitty little thing. There we go.
Funny! I thought Satan only gave a shit about devils who didn't get their faces beaten in. Seems like he's getting soft.
Haha! Instantly, Malik's face shifted to an angry scowl, making the smirk on Sam's face widen.
Now that you're all hot and bothered, wanna tell me what you're up to before I send you back with your head up your ass?
Well, first I'm gonna paint these gates with your blood. Then wait until this war is over before I annihilate every fucking demon left and make this world a part of hell, just like it was supposed to be.
Oh, that's right. This guy isn't from this plane. He's from hell. This isn't hell. This is the demon world. He's... shit, I forgot. They're a different species, completely.
You're funny for a dead man.
Am I? You tried to kill me once before, dipshit, and look where that got you. Didn't work out so well, did it?
Oh, his laugh is hilarious. Malik stretched his neck to the side, making a loud, echoey crack sound reverberate through the air. I winced at the sound.
What makes this so funny is that it won't matter who wins this war in the end. Once it's over, I'll send them for my boys, and we'll fuck everyone up while they're celebrating. Ha! It'll be the bloodiest celebration this plane has ever seen!
This voice actor had fun.
Then, we'll seal this world and fuse it with hell, giving Satan a whole world full of demon soldiers and slaves at his disposal. The chaos of this world practically begged for a war to tear it apart. Now the abyssal planes will truly be a part of hell, like the fuckfaces of heaven intended.
Oh, abyssal planes! I'm stupid. They say the name so often, but I keep forgetting.
Not if I make sure you don't get the chance, fucker.
Malix cackled wildly, staring at Sam with a maddened expression. His eyes burned with insane bloodlust as he smirked and licked his teeth.
It's this world's destiny, shithead! Even humans know that demons belong in hell.
Okay, voice actor for Malix, your laughs are hilarious, and I feel like you were kind of faking those laughs a little bit. No, they don't! I felt myself wait, what did he say? What was I replying to?
It's this world's destiny,
okay, even
shithead.
humans know that demons belong in hell. No, they don't! I felt myself become angrier at Malix. Demons and devils, that's where he's a devil. We're completely different, and demons, except for the demon lord, do not belong anywhere near hell.
Think about it, will ya? How many brainless humans think that demons come from hell? They put demons and devils together like they're no different from each other.
They do, though.
It's inevitable. Every shit stain on this world is gonna bow down to the Lord of Hell, and we'll rip apart the gates of heaven together.
Together. Sam stepped forward once more, cracking his knuckles at his sides.
I am so sick of hearing your voice, Malix. Let's just end this.
Oh, I almost forgot the best part.
Oh shit, he's got something up his sleeve. Malix locked eyes with me. Oh no, suddenly making a violent tremor run down my spine. His gaze spoke nothing but sadistic intent, and his words made his stare much more terrifying.
Just because I can, after we're done taking over this world, I'm gonna take that human bitch and make her the fuck toy of Satan's army.
No! I don't no! I am a dragon, you can try. But oh my gosh, Sam's face. Oh, he got pissed. Instantly, Sam vanished and reappeared in front of Malix, swinging a punch at him. However, he only made contact with a vanishing afterimage. Before I could blink, Malix had disappeared and reappeared behind Sam, punching Sam's head and sending him flying towards the castle wall. Sam!
Payback time, fuckface!
Fuckface! Malix flew at Sam's body like a bullet and began to slam his fist into him, the wall cracking and caving in around Sam's body. Help him! Because whether you like it or not, you have to keep your energy, sir. I wasn't gonna be helpless this time. Besides, I was confident that I was still protected by my grandfather's protection spell against hellborn magic. I quickly rushed forward and prepared an attack, but Malix quickly turned his eyes to me with a large smirk and swung his arm towards me, revealing a sharp red blade.
Die!
Nope! Oh, shit! I didn't get a chance to blink before suddenly being ripped from life. Darkness welcomed me as a ruthless swing cut through my neck and ended me. How could this be? The last thing I heard was Sam screaming my name. I'm dead! Hand to the devil. Oh. Was that an end? Was it? No, this was an ending that wasn't listed. Oops. What a way to go. Okay. Fast forward, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's what that third one. Okay, stay back. Don't help him. Don't touch him. A part of me. Oh, that's right. I was exhausted. Oh. I forgot. A part of me knew better than to try. Malix probably had a weapon, and if I knew yeah, he probably does. And if I knew anything about Malix, he would use that against me without hesitation. You were 100% correct. I was out of energy to even defend myself, once again exhausted from him, and I was sure that that's what my grandfather's protection spell ran on. I wanted to beat Sam before trying to kill him. Oh my gosh, not me. I was starting to say, what the fuck? He wanted to beat Sam before trying to kill him. His pride was his one downfall of this, and I remembered very clearly. Malix continued to pound, punch upon punch onto Sam's body, making the body-shaped indentation in the castle wall that much deeper. However, with a small flash of heat. Where did I get red? Oh, dyslexia. Heat suddenly began to erupt from the center.
Get off!
Ooh. Malix was suddenly forced back from a bright energy pulse as Sam pushed himself out of the hole he was trapped in. Around his body were green flickering waves of energy, pulsating in time with Sam's breath. Jeez, I have to focus on every fucking word. I stared in shock, watching smoke rise from the creases of Sam's mouth as his nostrils as he formed a large sword in his hand. Sometimes in his eyes was burning, and he fueled it with rage. Dragon power, fucker!
Got some fire this time, huh?
Malix raised the arm at his side, forming a large sword with a red blade and a chain connecting from the hilt of his belt. By the way, I'm on an exercise ball, so if you could hear, like, me bouncing, that's because I'm literally bouncing on a giant rubber ball. Like, this exercise ball was a Christmas gift, and I turned it into a gamer's chair. My rebellion was just 120%. Malix raised the arm at his side, forming a large sword with a red blade and a chain connecting from the hilt to his belt.
Well, so do I.
Who the fuck's messaging me? Malix and Sam rushed at each other. Ah! Fucking loud, slamming their swords into each other with reckless speed. I couldn't understand how Malix gained the ability to be as fast as Sam, but something about the devil was very different from the first time and last time I had seen him. He was much more cocky, and there was some sort of strength within him that frightened me more than before. However, I felt that Sam still had the upper hand. There's no way he could let Malix win. Sam flipped over Malix and slashed his back, opening the fabric of his vest, but not deep enough to make contact with skin. Malix snarled and spun around, reinitiating their clash of swords.
What's wrong, pretty boy? You seem to be holding back!
I don't need to waste energy killing you!
At last, their swords slammed against one another, a screech echoing through the air. Both pushed against one another, snarling into each other's faces.
It's pointless, Incubus! This world is fucked!
Tell that to Satan when you die!
Sam suddenly lifted his foot up and jammed it into Malix's chest, kicking him back towards the castle wall. With a grunt and the crack of broken ribs reverberating through the air, Malix slid back and glared at Sam. However, the glare quickly died into a look of sadistic amusement as Malix rolled his shoulders and stood back up, as if he could just shrug off the energy. Around his body grew a bright orange and red flame, causing waves of heat to pulse through the air around us.
You want a final showdown? You got it!
Sam, with a smirk of his own, stood tall with a fast-growing green and red aura surrounding his form. The faint outline of dragons danced within the tongues of the flames as Sam seemed to charge a powerful attack.
It's over, Malix.
Ooh. I watched as they both charged up their final attacks and forced their palms out towards each other. Green and red orbs of light shot out from each of their hands and collided, followed by brilliant rays that pushed them forward and into each other. I shut my eyes, blocking the flash of light from blinding my vision, before looking back up and seeing the bout with a gasp. The air around the orbs pulsed heavily, whipping in all directions and fueled by both the demon and the devil. That's so fucking loud. The orbs ground into one another, lightning and fire bursting from the minuscule space between them. Both opponents had their eyes locked on each other as the earth around them bent and bowed away for the collision of their power. The green orb seemed to quake with the shadows of dragons in its center, pressing against the wall of the orb and forcing it forward against its obstacle. Still, they were somehow equally matched. How could this be?
Given your remaining energy, child, it is the only way to end this.
The voice of the dragon rang in my head as I stared at Sam. His face was tightened in pure anger and determination. He was giving as much as he could, but I knew he was holding back to save energy for his father. I took a deep breath and quickly rushed over to Sam, grabbing hold of his arm and feeling his body naturally pull energy from me.
What are you doing?
Ending this together! Sam stared at me, causing his orb to falter, but I passed my energy onto him. Sam nodded and focused back on Malix, concentrating his orb forward with both his energy and mine. Malix could not win. I wouldn't let him. At last, the deadlock became pressed as Sam's orb pushed Malix's back, inch by inch, with each push getting stronger and faster. I could feel myself growing dizzy, but I didn't care. This was Malix's last stand.
What? No!
I glared hard at Malix as the clash between them became full of green energy, cutting through the devil's attack with ease. At last, the dragons reached their prey as the orb finally clashed into Malix's body, enveloping him in light.
No!
Sam and I held on to each other, letting go of the energy ray and covering our eyes with Sam covering me with his arm. We dug our heels into the earth, struggling to stay in place as energy pushed us away from Malix. The gust pressed and rushed against our bodies until at last the wind stopped. Sam and I slowly lifted our heads and looked over, wanting to see what had become of Malix. There's no trace of him. The spot where he stood was charred, and the smoke that rose from the ashes of the area danced with the air like rising dragons. We did it. We killed him at last. I crumpled to my knees, slamming my hands to the ground to keep myself upright as I panted. I was worn out. If I hadn't been out of energy before, I definitely was now. Sam quickly dropped down beside me, wrapping an arm around my shoulders and laying a careful hand on my arm.
Whoa! Are you okay?
I nodded, obviously lying, but I knew that we had more important things to worry about. Malix was gone, hopefully dead for real, and we were at the castle's gates, ready to charge in and fight the Demon Lord. As Sam and I looked up, we both locked our sights on a window exploding outward with a figure flying out of it. As the figure flapped their wings and steadied themselves, they swooped back inside. Diana! I gripped Sam's arms and lifted myself up, knowing that we had to get inside.
You good?
Yeah, let's just go. Sam nodded before taking my hand and rushing forward, speeding through the twists and turns of the castle towards a large archway leading up to the tower, where we could hear Diana and the Demon Lord fighting above. Sam and I raced up the stairs of this tower, hearing the echoed cries and clashes of steel bouncing off the stone walls. My heart began to race as the sound of weapons meeting stopped with Diana screaming.
Enough!
Sam and I finally reached the top, staring wide-eyed at the sight of the Demon Lord and Diana. The Demon Lord had Diana's throat in a hard grip as his other hand gripped onto her wings, his fingers digging into them roughly. We could barely react as the Demon Lord ripped them off of Diana's back by pulling Diana's body in the opposite direction. Oh! Oh! Oh no! No, Draco no likey! The Demon Lord, basking in his success, lifted the torn wings in his mouth and let the blood dribble from the open wounds onto his tongue. I felt to not gag at the sight. Ah! Sam, however, shouted and made the room shake with his voice. His rage showed his feelings clearly, despite seeing the one who fathered him after years of separation.
Hey, shithead!
Oh, you're so much bigger. The Demon Lord instantly peered over, locking his eyes onto Sam's form. As Sam began to step forward, appeased with the new challenger, the Demon Lord licked his lips and tossed Diana to the side. Keep in mind, I'm a Durgan. Dracoskura, I'm a dragon. That hurt me inside. Ow. Imagine that, just having your wings ripped from your fucking joint. Oh! Oh! That hurts so much. The Demon Lord instantly peered over, locking his eyes onto Sam's form as Sam began to step forward, appeased with a new challenger. The Demon Lord licked his lips and tossed Diana to the side. Diana landed with a hard thud and slid across the floor, slamming against one of the stone frames that kept the stained glass of the room together. On her back were two large open wounds that weren't healing or fading away into her body like I expected. Diana!
Go check on her. This bastard is mine.
Can do. Sam continued to walk forward as I nodded and rushed over to Diana. She struggled to push herself up onto her hands, falling back onto the floor in failure as I approached. I gotcha. Hold on.
Saddle.
Before my eyes, a small white flashed between us, revealing Saddle. He quickly looked around before he looked down at Diana and rushed to his knees beside her.
Isaiah!
I got into my knees and helped Diana get up onto hers. Seeing her worn and tired face, as she got up, she instantly fell to the side in Saddle's arms. Saddle quickly wrapped his arms around Diana and kissed her head, most likely trying to feed her energy to heal. Her back wounds, despite the energy, were still not closing. All across her body were slash marks and bruises from the intense struggle, but I knew already that she had put up a good fight. Now it was Sam's turn. The Demon Lord raised his arms to his sides, visually challenging his new opponent with a wide smirk on his face and a scowl in his eyes. Okay, that is the come at me bro pose that he just did.
So you wanna die too? I always knew you were a disgrace.
Hey!
I've waited a long time to kick your ass!
Oh shit, hello. No, look at that. Ooh. That's pretty. That's pretty. This is pretty. I like this picture. Sam glared at the Demon Lord before reaching up and summoning his sword. As he did, flames began to quickly engulf his body, twisting and shaping into multiple dragons that brought surprise and fear into the Demon Lord's eyes.
You will burn and fall into the darkest depths of the abyss where you belong.
Ooh. The Demon Lord, however, snarled and summoned his own blade, ready to battle. There was no more room to place threats. Their blades would speak for them now. Sam and the Demon Lord rushed at each other, arching their blades at each other and slamming their swords together. As they clashed, red lightning and wildfire shot out from the impact between them. This did not deter Sam and the Demon Lord from slashing and swinging again at each other, parrying over and over with murderous vigor. It was like watching fireworks go off in a massive storm. The flames around Sam began to circle around him and the Demon Lord, forming an inescapable ring around them. This was going to be a battle to the death, by flame or by sword. Neither opponent seemed to hold anything back.
How? How did you get this power?
It doesn't matter how! All you need to know is that I'm gonna use it to kill you!
Ooh. The Demon Lord grabbed hold of Sam's sword and kicked Sam's hand to make him release it. However, as the sword left Sam's hand, it vanished and reappeared in Sam's grip, as if it belonged there. Using the opportunity, Sam slashed at the Demon Lord and carved a deep line in the Demon Lord's chest. The Demon Lord stepped back, gripping his chest as before my eyes the skin around the wound began to burn and release black smoke. The Demon Lord snarled in reply, swinging his sword again at Sam.
You're dead!
The Demon Lord pummeled a barrage of slashes and swipes at Sam with his sword, only to be blocked and parried each time. I felt a hopeful smile grow on my face. We were going to win! The strange excitement of the situation filled my body with joy. I was going to go home and be with my family and friends and live in the human world. Sam and I were going to live happily ever after, and this was the door to get us there. No, it's not. We're going to go home. Sam and the Demon Lord jumped away from each other, glaring hard at one another as they began to circle each other.
Weak brat. Needing the power of a dragon to defeat me?
Okay, first of all, I'm getting really into this, so sorry if I'm not making jokes anymore. First of all, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Second of all, this is awesome.
You don't fucking get it, do you? I don't just have the power of a dragon.
My eyes couldn't believe what I was seeing. A pair of wings wreathed in flames suddenly erupted from Sam's back, lifting him into the air. Sam's voice boomed through the air, filled with magic, rage, and power.
I am a dragon!
Ooh, ooh. It's so awesome. Sam raised his sword, causing it to become engulfed by red and green flame, before swinging it down onto the Demon Lord. As it clashed into the Demon Lord's sword, a burst of flame erupted from between the blades. Each block the Demon Lord had caused another, and another burst to explode in his sight. Sparks and flames licked violently against his skin as he tried to defend himself from the dragon that was Sam. Soon enough, even the Demon Lord couldn't defend anymore. Sam knocked the Demon Lord's sword away, causing it to slide against the floor outside of the ring of fire.
Now! It's over!
Sam swooped at the Demon Lord and jammed his blade into the Demon Lord's chest, making his resounding gasp of pain echo through the flames. The Demon Lord's eyes wavered, staring at the far wall as the flames around them began to die out. Black and red smoke rose from the blade, dancing around the Demon Lord's body and dissipating into the air above. Oh shit.
Goodbye, old man.
Shaw! That's awesome. Sam gripped his sword with both hands and yanked the sword out from his father's body, making the Demon Lord arch back from falling forward. Smoke continued to rise and engulf the Demon Lord's body, as if it was beginning to cremate itself after death. As the Demon Lord let out his last breath, silence at last engulfed the room, only interrupted by the sound of Sam's labored breathing. It was over. It was finally over. I could feel tears well up in my eyes as the situation sank into my body, causing me to place my hands on the floor and stare into the dark marble. We did it. We really did it. I looked at Sam, seeing him land softly on the ground while his wings vanished into clouds of smoke. As he turned to me, I could see exhaustion hit his body like a tidal wave. One step towards me, he brought him crashing down to his knees. Sam! Before I could even stand to run to him, Sam lifted his hand, laughing tiredly.
I'm fine. Calm down.
Never! You need a hug. I need a hug. I'm the one that needs a hug right now. We both need a hug. I relaxed for a moment, relieved to know that he was alright. I felt myself let out a sigh as I heard Diana chuckle beside me.
He wore you out that fast? You're not as tough as you look, brute.
She's still spunky. Sam chuckled and raised a middle finger at Diana, curling his shoulders over himself as he tried to breathe and relax from the whole ordeal. I felt myself laugh as I took in the situation as well. The war was over. It was...
I won't be the only one who dies here.
Oh shit. His whispered voice barely reached my ears. It couldn't be. I looked over horrified as I saw the Demon Lord, barely pushing up on his hands, glared at me through the smoke surrounding him with crazed, almost psychotic eyes. He suddenly pointed his hand at me. Everyone else had only just turned around to see him.
Die!
Fuck. Oh no! With a mere breath of a second, a line of red lightning was fired straight at me. From his outstretched hand, I didn't have time to react. I didn't have time to think. Time seemed to move in slow motion as the red bolt inched closer to my body, about to make impact with my sternum. Sam, despite his speed, wasn't fast enough to stop his journey towards my chest. I could see my life flash before my eyes. It was over.
No!
No! I felt my body being pushed violently to the side, away from the incoming attack. I turned my head as I pushed and stared wide-eyed at who was pushing me away. With a crash, the window behind us shattered, with Diana flying out of it. Diana, who had been beside me the entire fight, stared at the incoming attack as she took my place in its trajectory. There was no time to shout back. There was any time to stop it from happening. I could only watch as the ray slammed against Diana's chest and forced her body backward into the stained glass behind us. My gaze followed Diana's body, seeing her look at me with a sad, teary-eyed smile. There was no words that could be said as she flew into the air. There was no way to grab her and pull her back. All I could do was watch as Diana's body arched back and plummeted downwards towards the decaying sea below. She no longer had her wings, so she couldn't fly to save herself.
Any creature unfortunate enough to fall into that cursed stretch of water will be doomed to sink into an endless black void. They can never die due to the dark magic in the water, but they can never come back up. There is no saving them.
I'm legit wanting to cry. No! I reached out despite the futility of it towards Diana and watched her sink through the air as gravity took hold. I barely had time to blink as a figure ran past my body and pushed off the ledge of the window, zipping straight towards Diana's body.
Isaiah!
Sado, save her! Sado, face pale as snow, had projected his body towards her and had managed to wrap his arms around her form, causing her to cling to him. Both demons, however, plummeted down towards the dark waters, quickly vanishing from sight. I couldn't even see the splash their bodies had made as they hit the water's surface. Diana! I gripped the edge of the tower, not believing what I was seeing. This couldn't have been real. Diana and Sado were gone. Even as Sado called her name, even as magic was on their side. How could they be gone? The garbled noise of the Demon Lord's throat being impaled barely caused me to turn and see Sam ram his sword through his father's neck. At last the Demon Lord fell, lifeless for sure. However, my vision became obscured by tears. I watched behind a veil of tears as Sam rushed over to me and wrapped his arms around me, pulling me close and laying my head on his shoulder.
Are you okay?
No! I could barely even utter a no or shake my head. I buried my face into Sam's shoulder, gripping to him as the sight of Diana falling burned itself into my memory. I felt something in my soul lift and disappear, but I couldn't have cared less. I heard the heavy sounds of footsteps brush towards us, but I didn't lift my head up.
Sam!
Wait, where's...
Diana and Sarah were gone.
Gone?
They fell into the sea.
I felt Sam nod, still hugging me tightly. He held his head close to him. My head close to him as he spoke for us.
Diana saved her from that bastard's last attack. The guard jumped after her.
A sad silence engulfed the room. What could have been said? Demon Lord was defeated, but the rebellion had lost its queen. For a moment, the world felt dark and cold, as if the war had been lost alongside Diana, despite the rebellion attaining victory. I gripped onto Sam, feeling deep sadness from the entire situation. Diana saved my life, sheltered me, and fell into a seemingly endless sea because of me. Sam, feeling my anguish, tightened his embrace around me and let me bury my face in his chest. The war had ended at last, but now we didn't know where to go. At least that's what I thought. Sam gently loosened his embrace around me and looked to the remaining rebel demons with a hard gaze. I looked up, wiping my eyes in confusion. What was wrong now? I'm going to save it real quick, because I know there's two endings right about here.
Will you all honor her words?
Her... words? Wait, she gave it to you?
Gave what? What? There was more? What does Sam mean? Sam looked at her companions as they stared at Sam in shock.
Well, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
We can't exactly refuse the Lord of Dragons.
What? I looked up at Sam, feeling completely lost. Sam looked down at me and helped me stand before releasing my body and stepping away from me. With a sigh, he looked down at the floor. Sam?
Diana made me promise something. If she died, then...
You take over. Sam looked at his brothers in nervousness. I looked over as well to see them confused, but ushering him to continue before turning back to Sam and holding his hands. Then what?
If she died, then I'd step in for the rebellion and take the throne.
I stared wide-eyed at Sam. What? Sam was now the leader of the rebellion? What are the others? I looked to the other rebel leaders to see them bow their head to Sam, answering my mental question and causing me to look back at my fiancé. What about us? Would Sam leave me? Would he make me stay? Did that make me a queen? Did that mean I had to stay no matter what? We had to stay? What about the human world? Sam, most likely feeling my nervousness in my hands, grasped them and gently pulled me to him.
Look, I made a promise to her, but I'm yours first. If taking the throne means leaving you, then I'd rather burn it.
Hey!
Sam? His eyes burned into my gaze, showing me his utter devotion. He was serious about needing to take it, but I knew he would never leave me or force me away from him. Sam gently rubbed my hands with his thumbs and stared down at them.
So, I'm leaving the choice up to you. The Demon Lord's dead, so we can go back and live normal lives and whatever in the human world.
Alright, so this is the end. We're way past my time that I usually do, but I'm fitting all this in one episode because I don't know how far it's going to go. Or we can stay and rule the demon world? Sam nodded, affirming my assumption. It was a lot to take in. I wasn't sure how to respond. The dream of me looking back to see my family and friends began to haunt me. If I stayed, I would never be able to see them again. More than that, would the demon world even accept a human queen? Would I have become a demon or something? Sam nodded as Shadow stepped up.
Naturally. Demons would never accept a human as their ruler. Besides, while it is impossible for a demon to be separated from their magic and become human, the same isn't the case the other way around.
We'd be able to turn you into a succubus, a demon of Lilith, as they were originally formed from a being who was once human before.
Oh? So I'd be a succubus if I stayed, but I'd be ripping myself away from my family, my friends. Was it fair to him? Was it fair to me? What about my family and friends? Sam lowered his head as James stepped forward.
If you decide to stay, then we would be tasked with asking angels to remove any memories of you from the human world.
Oh. My heart dropped. My parents, my friends, anyone who knew me would forget. It would be for the best, but to think I would no longer exist for them made my eyes water slightly. I wasn't sure what to say. I felt myself freeze in place, unsure whether to run back into the light of the human world or stay in the dark of the demon world. I could feel the situation sink hard into my stomach, but I knew how to make a choice. Thoughts of Diana pushed me away from the Demon Lord's final attack, replayed in my head, reminding me that she gave her life for me when she was meant to take up the responsibility of having the world on her shoulders. This is my fault. Sam gripped my hands tightly, causing me to gaze up into his eyes.
I know this is a big decision, but just know that whatever you choose, I'll be with you no matter what.
I stared up at him, seeing an endless world of love buried within his emerald irises. He would put me first no matter what, but what would I choose? My families and friends were important to me, but this world became important too. I closed my eyes, remembering my grandfather's words. You should do what makes you happy. I opened my eyes and smiled at Sam, my heart finally reaching a decision. This is a no-brainer. I want to stay in the demon world. You know what? This is my fault. This is my responsibility. I shouldn't have been a dumbass and nearly fucking died and ended up getting the rebellion's fucking queen dead. This is my fault. This is how I think. I was the dumbass. I was the liability. We have to stay and take responsibility for what we did. This was Sam's home. This was the place Diana and the entire rebellion had fought to protect and save. Plus, Malix had threatened this place, so guess what? We gotta stay. My time here made this world precious to me, and I wanted to take care of it as Diana would have. My heart gave a gentle thump, letting me know that I had made the right decision. Sam smiled brightly and nodded. His brothers and their wives nodded, accepting my answer, but the rebel leaders lowered their heads in respect to me and Sam. Sam and me. Yeah, Sam and me. I quickly turned to them and smiled, knowing that they needed to be there and help us rebuild the world we were left with. We hope all of you will help us rebuild this world. Diana would have wanted that. A lump in my throat almost blocked me from finishing that sentence. It was deeply painful to refer to Diana as dead, as she gave her life for me, but the world needed a leader, and it now had a strong group of people ready to lead it. The 4 rebel leaders looked at each other and nodded.
We will do our best. Thank you for trusting us.
What are we gonna do first? We could do all kinds of really amazing things, like rebuild the forests. No, wait, have a party. Wait, no.
All right, Pinkie Pie.
Stay quiet.
Oh, lighten up. The war is over. We have a reason to celebrate.
That's funny coming from Sergeant. I smiled, happy to know that the world was in good hands. However, Faye took a breath and looked at me with a small smile before forming a small lavender-colored lily in her hands.
Before we turn you into a demon, though, since Diana is... well, she wanted to give you this.
What's that? I stared at the flower in surprise. What was it? I reached out and took it in my hand, practically feeling magic and energy running through it. It's lovely.
A flower of Lilith. But how can that be?
They were said to have died out generations ago.
I continued to stare at the flower, entranced by its spell. It was such a gorgeous-looking flower. I could barely tear my eyes away.
Put it behind your ear. I think she said it was magical or something.
I tilted my head before nodding and lifting it to tuck it behind my ear. Ah, he's got the dump out of face. As it settled against my ear, I felt mist circle my head and form into a flower crown of lavender lilies that I could see in the reflection of the remains of the stained glass window. The way everyone looked at me made me feel like I was in my bridal wear already.
Whoa.
Oh,
amazing!
Shit. Oh, he's got the grin. I looked at Sam, seeing him grin from ear to ear at the sight of me. I blushed, feeling somewhat timid with the flower crown on my head, but happy to know that I had rendered my husband speechless. However, as I lifted my hands to the flowers, feeling their soft petals, I could feel the world fade to a white color. Ah! From the direction of where Diana had fallen, a figure stepped towards me, bathed in light. I covered my eyes with my arm for a moment before seeing who it was. Diana? With a smile, Diana stood in front of me and gently ran her hand along the crown over the petals of the flowers. I stared wide-eyed at Diana, unbelieving that I was seeing her.
I have to say, I'm shocked. But I'm very happy knowing my world is in good hands.
Diana? Diana chuckled, stopping me from whatever I was planning on saying, before cupping my chin and making me gaze into her eyes.
Promise me that you will take care of the the king of the demon world. A king is no one without his queen, and in the demon world, the queen is the ultimate power.
I felt tears form and drip down my cheeks, but I nodded. Something my heart lifted, and I felt at ease with everything. I had made the right choice. With a smile, Diana tilted forward and kissed my forehead beneath the crown before stepping away.
May you be happy with your choice, dear. And thank you.
Diana slowly turned and began to walk away further into the light of the area. Seto, who was also bathed in light, slowly appeared and waited for Diana with an arm out for her. Diana took his hand and smiled up at him before looking back at me, nodding, and walking away. As they both vanished into the light, the world around me reappeared with everyone staring at me in shock.
Whoa, hey. Are you alright?
I'm more than alright! Huh? I quickly looked at Sam before lifting my hand to my cheek, feeling the trails my rogue tears. It's the rogue tears! Left behind over my skin. I wiped my eyes and cheeks before nodding, laughing softly. I'm fine, sorry. I smiled brightly, taking in a breath, and looked to Sam while taking his hands. Let's rebuild this world. Together. Together.
Well, you did it!
Oh, shit!
Congratulations! You've made it to the end of your story. I have to say, I am very surprised at how it turned out. Nevertheless, I'm glad things worked out in the end, whether it was for the better or otherwise. Oh, crap! I'm sorry. I'm glad everything worked out, Your Highness. Did you ever imagine that you'd end up being a queen?
I don't trust you.
That is so fantastic, though! Think about it! You are technically the second human to become a full-fledged demon and become royalty.
And a dragon! Holy shit, I am OP.
Anyways, you've been through a lot, so why don't we skip to...
What?
You want to know what happened after the war? Well, I guess I could tell you. After the war was finished, the entire rebellion celebrated. Word spread far and wide about the rebellion's success, and soon every kingdom in the abyssal plains had become united with the new authority. You would think demons would be more hostile towards each other, being demons and all, but the threat of the Demon Lord was what brought the entire world together. Because of the tragedy of Diana and Sero, you and Sam took up the throne of the entire demon world. You were transformed into a succubus and ruled at Sam's side. Many demons knew you were a human first, but didn't dare speak ill of you, since you were the queen and the wife of the fabled Lord of Dragons.
Wait, I'm a dragon. He's my lord? I'm a dragon. He's my lord. My lord and savior, Sam. I'll bow down to our lord and savior.
Huh? You don't know the legend? Well, it's an old tale, but to basically sum it up, when a demon has a pure heart full of true strength and love, he will possess the power to conquer and consume the power of a dragon, making him the Lord of Dragons. Man, guess you got lucky, huh? You're pretty much married to the strongest demon, not just in the demon world, but all 5 worlds.
Ooh.
Anyways, you and Sam were able to bring the world together and bring about an everlasting peace. With the rebel leaders beside you to help you along the way, you both helped shape the world for a bright future. And I believe that is everything that happened after, well, except for your story anyway. Since you rule the demon world now, how the demon world runs is entirely up to you. I'm sure Sam will happily walk along with you on your new adventure. After all, while demon marriage is entirely up to you, ruling an entire plane of existence is a whole new ballgame. But I'm sure you can handle it. Huh? How do I know? Well, I'm pretty confident that you'll rock the queen thing. Take a look for yourself.
Okay. What? To become a demon was an entirely new adventure for me. One I was very eager to go through. The ritual involved in turning me into a succubus. Who's messaging me? Oh. Oh, hello. Aw. That's actually perfect timing. My fiance decided to message me. My perfect mate. Aw. Little do you know, when I play this, I think of you. Sometimes Sam has his moments where, oh, Sam. It's horrible. One I was very eager to go through. The ritual involved in turning me into a succubus, involving candles and lilies and magic spinning through the air and threads of power. Being that I was a seemingly endless cask of energy, going through the ritual was surprisingly easy to do. I was allowed to keep my memories of the human world, but my skin became etched with dark lavender markings. What really surprised everyone were my horns. Instead of having one on each side of my head, I had 2, each one side curling around like ram's horns, and the second pair protruding like little mini bull horns. Excuse me? Apparently it's the mark of a truly powerful demon. I was very proud of myself for the accomplishment regardless. The wedding was even stranger, however. There were so many things involved that I could barely wrap my head around, but the one thing I was able to remember was orbs forming in front of our chests and an ethereal green and lavender light connecting both. Was this the binding of souls? From that day on, I could almost sense whatever emotions Sam was feeling. I was able to find him anywhere and know that he was alright. It became a major asset as we became king and queen of the Abyssal Plains. It took me a long period to get used to the feeling of being royalty, on responsibilities, duties as the matriarch of the entire world, and it frightened me beyond anything. However, the touch of Sam's hand in mine always managed to dissolve my fears. However, there was never a day that went by that I didn't think about what had happened before I became a demon. It's a heavy chapter in my life, one that tested the love between me and Sam. To think I was married to the Lord of Dragons, apparently this very powerful title to own, and I happened to be in love with the man who carried it. A title like that, I was sure carried a large amount of responsibility. Still, I was confident that we would get through it and stay together no matter what came our way. Demon, devil, dragon, it didn't matter us. We were unstoppable together. The memory of my own power tingled through me every time I grew confident, eagerly reminding me that I had strength of my own. I would never let anyone come between me and Sam ever again. The role of queen quickly became one of stress and moral questioning. There were always 10 or 20 issues every day to deal with, dozens more to look into, and hundreds more still to simply hear about. The guest room I was once human in became an escape from my duties. While the bed Sam and I shared in our master bedroom was obnoxiously large, I felt more comfortable in a piece of a smaller bed I had once claimed for a week. There were even times I would glamour myself human once more and simply sleep. Since demons didn't sleep, I was constantly working, but it was nice on the rare occasions to shut my eyes and let myself become lost in the dream world once more. Sometimes Sam would join me. It was adorable remembering his sleeping face, a goofy grin, hair ruffled and wild, all in all peaceful. As much as we were perfectly fine being demons, it became a treat to indulge in the feeling of having human forms, especially not having horns to adjust for while lying down. Despite the danger of closing one's eyes in the demon world, I was confident that we were safe. I let the memories of my past flutter around my mind as I lay in bed, slowly easing easing myself from the dream world and back to reality. When my eyes fluttered open, I could only smile at the sight beside me. This is so fucking long! Holy shit! Ugh, my voice. It was Diana's Lily. It's actually not hurting, it's just I feel exhausted. I need a drink. But I forgot to bring one. I am a noob. It was Diana's lily, and it was the only fresh decoration in the room. In remembrance of the past, it was a beautiful vase created by a demon craftsman, decorating the nightstand perfectly. Because of its magical nature, it was still alive and looked as freshly bloomed as the day I received it. Despite it being a bittersweet day, Sam and I cherished the lily and cared for it a lot. It was a physical memory of a strong chapter in my life, and I felt blessed to have it still. I let out another sigh before gently nudging Sam. Sam? Sam, it's almost noon. Come on. When Sam didn't move, I simply chuckled. He was indeed a deep sleeper. I gently leaned in and kissed Sam's cheek, hoping to break the spell of sleep on him with a true love's kiss. It's time to get up, Sam.
5 more minutes.
No. Oh, no! Look at it! He's a pudgy. He's a little pudgy. That's adorable. No! That's adorable. That's adorable. Oh, look at the little bit. Sorry. I can only laugh before crawling further onto the couch and sitting beside him. Wait, I did. Okay, cool.
More.
I didn't miss anything. Sitting beside him while breakfast was waiting, Sam deserved to sleep a bit longer. He had been working hard as the king, so it was no surprise to see him struggle to get up. I rustled Sam's hair a bit, making him groan and push my hand off tiredly. Oh no! Only spurring me to laugh harder. As I did, Sam finally opened an eye and stared up at me, an exhausted glaze over his eye. I covered my mouth and giggled, a little apologetic for waking up with my laughter. Sorry, I'll be quiet. Sam shook his head and yawned, stretching his arms up and shutting his eyes, before opening them again and lazily looking up at me from his pillow.
Morning, doofus.
Go to sleep. Morning, Sam. I think we may have overslept. Sam gave me a toothy grin before gently pulling me down to lay beside him. Whoa, Sam! I was silenced by Sam nuzzling my shoulder and pulling me close to cuddle against my body. My face began to feel warm as I felt his warmth around me.
We'll do our duties later. I want to stay here for a while.
You are a lazy king. You are a lazy Lord of Dragons. I love it. I took the moment in before nodding and wrapping my arms around him, nuzzling his chest. Sam smiled and kissed my head, relaxing into the embrace. He was perfect in my arms, and nothing could have been better than being in his arms. Okay. It was like laying in a paradise. Did you have a good sleep?
Mm-hmm. You?
Mm-hmm. Our words became simple, but our embrace only intensified our love for each other. The bed became like a cloud, and the room almost lost its shape in my eyes, as all I could focus on was Sam.
I love you. You know that, right?
I love you too.
I mean it. I love you and care about you so much.
Aww. I looked up at Sam, seeing the love he spoke of burn brightly in his eyes as he locked his gaze with mine. I felt my heart beating wildly in my chest before leaning up and nuzzling my forehead to his with a peaceful and happy smile. And you, Amores, more than anyone will ever know. There was nothing more that needed to be said. Nailed it. Our love was simple, but powerful enough to move continents. Our love may have seemed plain as at a glance, but within our hearts burned the flames of our devotion and passion for one another. I couldn't stop my smile from growing before leaning in and kissing Sam lovingly, feeling him kiss back with the same amount of love and passion I had. No matter what, we would always find each other. We would always wind up back in each other's arms, and we would fly through every obstacle in our way on the wings of our love. There's a song. That was my perfect happily ever after. End a new life. P. Oh, that's right, because there's little extras. Shit, I can't fucking... fuck! The Demon War. Oh, this music, though. Why'd I have that keyboard in my lap the entire time? It did nothing. I did nothing with it. Oh, the credits! We did it, guys! Created by Michaela Laws. You, girl. You did awesome. Executively produced by Rachel Costa. Sprite and CG art by Camilla Rulli. Background art by Katie Watson and Badriel. Special art by Connet and Waffle Mado. Music by Christopher... Okay. Suffix by Jonas Scott, Sidelight Studios, and Michaela Laws. Programming by Michaela Laws. Nice! Sam Alejandro Saab. Yes! I probably pronounced the shit out of that, but... Zero. Shadow. Rabbit. Sergeant. Zere. Dragon was Damon Mills. Damon Mills! Holy shit, you did your job well. Angel, I didn't talk to the Angel yet, so... Pickle131. Susie Cappuccini was Pickle131. Who the fuck was Pickle131? Who was Pickle? Simon Tabby is Michaela Laws. I haven't seen... Have I seen Simon Tabby? The extras. Look at him. Backer talents. Dude, be proud of yourself, guys. The people who made lyrics. Flames Inside. You guys made this? You guys made this music? Oh. 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 Our amazing Kickstarter backer. This is Kickstarted? This is Kickstarted? What? Ooh, I need to look that up later. I wonder if they're kickstarting number 3 yet. In fact, no, I'm looking this shit up. Kickstarter. I'll back this shit immediately. As soon as I find out they're making a number 3, you best believe. Seduce Me. Seduce Me 2 and Seduce Me 1's in here. But number 3 is not in here. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, hold on. Michaela Laws. I'm following your ass. No. No, I don't want to contact you yet. I would love to contact you and say, holy shit, that game is awesome. Where... I want to follow you, damn it. 455 backers. $23,000. Holy shit! Oh. You best believe I'm contacting your ass. I'm gonna tell you how amazing this fucking this movie is. Not movie, game. Oh my gosh. This was awesome! Barbed dicks, crab nipples, and Richard Pickles. Again, please do not ask, okay? This was awesome! And I'm gonna be doing this, like, 5 other times. My channel is mostly gonna be Seduce Me for a while. Executive producer, Rachel Costa. Created by Michaela Laws. I'm about to contact your ass. I'm gonna tell you how amazing you are. You're awesome. Oh my gosh, you guys are all awesome. Not just Michaela Laws. Anyone who worked on this is amazing. Oh my gosh, they have improved so much since number 1. They have improved astronomically since number 1. Number 1 was still good, but this one, holy shit. In the end, is this game good? Yes, it's not your average fucking dating sim. This is more story than anything. This got me so into it, I nearly cried. That battle scene was epic to me. My poor lizards had to deal with me screaming over here. They're both trying to sleep right now. It's 2 a.m. in the fucking morning, but it's worth every fucking minute. You guys who made this, you're fucking awesome. If you make a number 3, please keep me in touch. I will play that shit. I'll help you for free if I have to. I will do whatever it takes to help you out, because this is fucking awesome. Anything that takes that I have the power to do. I'm going to correct myself there. But, holy shit. Oh my gosh, I've never geeked so much. Actually, I have. No, I haven't. I got close, but not this bad. Oh. So, we're going in the circular pattern because I asked some people on a furry website, why a furry website, I don't know, to pick a color. And I told them to pick one of these colors, and the majority, almost legit, everyone picked either purple or blue. Every single one. And it only got outweighed by blue by 1 vote. I don't know why everyone picked purple and blue, but they did. So, blue was the one that was picked. And he's going to be next. Matthew is the next path we're going to take. So, oh my gosh, his thumbnails are going to be so super fun to make. Then we're going to go in a circular pattern. Actually, no, we're not, because I want to save her for last so bad. We're gonna go Matthew, him, her. Yeah, Damien, James, Eric, Diana. Because Diana needs to be last. Because Diana's route is usually the one where you get the most truth. Diana's route is the one where you learn the most shit most of the time. Like, the whole reason I knew that Grandpa died, and how he died, I knew he died, but the only reason I know how he died was by going through Diana's route in the first game. So we're gonna do this. Oh, this is awesome. Actually, I might just have people pick randomly again. But for this time, blue won. Blue won. So, Matthew's next. I am not going back and I'm doing the human route. My brain can't do it. I bet it's awesome. But, I'm sorry. My heart can't do it. My heart wants to stay in the demon world. Apparently. I belong in hell, apparently. But, oh my gosh, this was awesome. Please, if you want to play this game, click the link below. It's much better if you're playing it yourself, and then maybe you can come back and watch these. This series doesn't get much attention. I don't care. This is super fun to do. It gives me something to post on Saturdays. And for those who actually watch it, apparently they enjoy it. Shout out to Forest Child, who comments on almost every single one of these and almost in every single one of my videos. I love you, hon. Your picture is actually the next on my list. I've just been really backed up. I have your ref sheets. It's gonna be done. Mostly because you are, like, the main person I see, and you make me smile every fucking day, and I hope you know that, hun. Shout out to you, man. You inspire me to keep doing this, along with a few others, like, I know Doctor does, but you guys make it worth it. All of you guys make it worth it. Even you lurkers out there who are just watching this and not saying shit. I love you. You guys are awesome. I love you, Michaela Laws. I'm getting too mushy. I need to go before I act like a loving drunk. So, I'm Chick Oscura, and I hope you enjoy the show. So,